The way y'all will come on here and try to further guilt trip people is disgusting. Let's watch a video real quick.
We have people in Gaza messaging me like, hey, Chris, why do black people hate us so much? Like, what do you think? What are you doing?
I think it's interesting that it's being framed that black people hate Palestinians. Black people, as if we are the only ones that are coming out to speak out about how y'all showed y'all privileged behinds during this election. When that person asked Chris why black people, as if it's only black people speaking out, because I've had conversations with people that are from the LGBTQ community that are not black. I've spoken with white people, disabled people, people that have pre-existing conditions that are not black, that did not like how y'all were behaving during this election and said that they're going to back off because of y'all. So I hope when Christopher spoke to whoever it was that he was speaking to in Gaza, he let them know that it's because they came on here and decided that they were going to play checkers, can't even say chess, decided that they were going to play games with the lives of people here and foreign, domestically and foreign. Did you let them know that you played a role in harassing people online because of your righteousness, because of your moral superiority? It's disgusting. And then to come on here and say black people? Is it only black people? Let's be for real. And this is why I don't. Y'all think us saying we're not going to work with you sitting comfortably on your phone means that we don't care about what's happening in Gaza? I still have a link on both of my profiles to Doctors Without Borders. I still donate, but I'm not going to work with y'all bitch asses. That's not going to happen. I'd rather work by myself than alongside a bunch of snakes. So let that be said. Whatever it is what it is, but I won't be working with y'all.
I voted for Kamala Harris. In fact, I voted for nearly a full Democratic ticket. Blue for the Senate, blue for state representatives, blue for district attorney, blue for university regent, and so on. And despite that, the amount of Islamophobia and anti-Arab sentiment that I have personally received regarding the results of the election is staggering. Saying that my country should be burned, that they want to watch Gaza bulldozed into a beach, that I should be deported or banned from the country as a Muslim. As if I wanted this, as if I voted for this, simply on virtue of being an Arab woman. And knowing what I know now, I still would not change how I voted, not even a little bit. Because my hurt feelings doesn't change what's right, and my activism does not stop at people who look like me. Like Auntie Kamala said, do not stop trying to make the world a better place. Now, I understand people are scared and angry regarding the election results and are looking for someone to blame. Believe me, I am too. But my community is not responsible. My community that makes up 1% of the voter base is not responsible. Start by blaming the people in your own lives who are responsible, rather than using bigotry as an outlet for your anger. Blame the men in your lives whose vote you had to cancel out. Blame the boyfriends and husbands that you refused to sever ties with even after they voted to revoke your rights. Blame your fathers who chose economic opportunity over your right to your own body. Blame your WASP mothers who have spent their entire lives upholding the misogyny that keeps you both down. Blame your own religious leaders whose endorsements of Trump you ignored because it's an uncomfortable conversation. Blame your favorite creators and streamers who made red pill content mainstream. Blame the billionaires who conducted illegal raffles to impact voter turnout. Hell, even blame your district ballot coordinator who neglected to mail out thousands of mail-in ballots. There are so many legitimate places you can place blame rather than making Muslims the scapegoat.
Some of y'all have switched up so quick. Have fun trying to survive under a man who wants you extinct. I hope he destroys your country. I hope he turns Gaza into a parking lot. Go back to whatever shithole country you came from. He should ban you too. Get the terrorists out of this country. Wallahi, I didn't even vote for him. What is this about? Like, damn, when did you guys start hating Muslims so much? Don't answer that. I know the answer. You fucking always have.
Shalom and greetings for everybody, whoever is alive, whoever is okay. I hope that you're fine wherever you are. These are presented Generic Stories, as you know. Now, if I'm not wrong, this is something that I've been seeing. Black people have always stood up with Palestinians who are always outside, and I think there have been, wars, a lot of wars which has been happening, and black people, we have been so much vocal to our brothers and sisters who are outside there. We have felt so sorry for what has been happening to them, and we also have Palestinians who are in the United States of America. And when the votes were casted out, and the studies shows that some of them also voted against them. But now, as we look back to the history, we see black people always advocating for Palestinians to be safe, always advocating, always speaking out to the evils which are going outside, the evils that are going on in the world. And, it might seem like some of Palestinians in the United States voted against their brothers and sisters outside America. This is what Palestinians and some black folks had to say about this. Honestly, now it's turning to be a blame game. People are now blaming each other about this. But will we figure out something that can work for all these groups? Because at the end of the day, it's all about the agendas. It's all about you as a Palestinian, who you're voting for. Are they going to bring peace? Are they going to advocate for, diplomatic relations with other groups? Are we going to see change outside what's happening? Right. Remember, anybody who is inside America and you're not an American, like indigenous person of America, you might be deported anytime, right? And so any decision that you take, anything that you do, it's going to affect you directly or indirectly. I don't want to say much. I want you to watch this video where people are having discussion, good discussion that we need to be talking about today. Join me as we dive right into this video. I'll be back with my commentary. These are presented Generic Stories, and you usually know how we do it.
Oh my god, you guys, people are going back to Starbucks and McDonald's. They're not supporting Palestine anymore. I'm tired of hearing about it. I don't want to hear about how a bunch of trolls, bots, and grifters are ending their solidarity with Palestine and going back to Starbucks and McDonald's, because we already knew that there are people whose empathy is conditional. We already knew that people get paid real money to stir up trouble in social movements. A lot of infighting is manufactured, and there are records of this in other movements. Like, have you ever tried to actually have a conversation with someone who no longer supports Palestine anymore? It either ends in a block or no response, because it's just a game to them. They're either being paid, they're either a bot, or they just want more views at the end of the day. I don't know. I just feel like the more we talk about it, the more it actually becomes a thing. So just keep your head up, guys, and focus on actual productive conversations and action.
All right, first up, let me just say, in terms of the number of pro-Palestinians or Muslims that voted in this election, right? Voted and stuff, the overall number wasn't enough to sway the thing, to stop what's going on. If you voted in the affirmative or against, it wasn't enough. Right? That said, it's the principle and the flagrant kind of short-sighted vindictiveness, right, that has us pissed off. We're not saying that you caused Kamala Harris to lose in Wisconsin and Michigan. I mean, it may have been instrumental in terms of certain places like Dearborn and stuff, but Okay, be that as it may, we can have a debate about the numbers, pure numbers. The problem is the principle. I get that folks were livid at Biden because it happened on his watch, allowing October 7th, they say. I mean, for allowing it to continue as it is. I get it. And I get the need to want to punish him. I do get it. I do get it. And unfortunately, most folks in this country, and I'm going to be frank with you guys, most of us in this country are political. We are neophytes. We don't understand how anything works. We don't understand how bills work. We don't understand anything about policy. We're reactionary. We're emotional. It's about how we feel about this person and how that. So we're fucking neophytes. And those of you on here that took that anger over Palestine as the sole reason for your voting, sole reason to inform your vote, especially those of you who are white. Those of you who are white, let me deal with you for a minute. You guys again are the fucking problem. That is an amazing, flagrant flaunting of your fucking privilege in folks' face. You, personally, as a white person, have nothing to fear if Trump gets in or Kamala gets in. You will be fine. Because as we can see yet a fucking again, this country is incurably whitey supremacist. This country voted overwhelmingly to affirm whiteness. And if any of you who are on this app, who are talking all of this mess, who sound so learned about Palestine, talking about things about democracy in Israel and all of that stuff, y'all would have seen, if you looked at Trump, that that's what he's about. Those of you who are so learned about Palestine, should not be so much of a stretch to understand what would happen domestically to everyone in this country, especially even Palestinians in this country, and by extrapolation, what policy would be towards Palestinians over there. You guys should have known that shit. And what's worse? Trump, it's like this abandoned Harris. Abandon Harris. He's in this video, abandon Harris. This is the only choice we have now. Abandon Harris. All stoic and stuff. The Green Party having no fire at all for Trump. Even though Trump said he planned to rub out even though Trump said he planned to rub out the remainder of Palestinian civilization and hope in Israel. He planned to allow Bibi to do that. And you motherfuckers had nothing to say about him. Kamala Harris and Biden, yes, it happened on their watch. They gotta get some blowback for that. But for you don't give up the fucking war. You guys have lost the war. You guys had some battle to punish Biden. Yes, you win that battle now, right? You punish Biden, and by extension you punish Harris because she was vice president. Even though y'all don't seem to fucking know what a vice president does. You won that battle. Let's punish Harris. Punish the Biden administration. You gotta punish him. You gotta get him. He can't let that go. We gotta punish him. Yay! Bravo, you punish Biden. And you punish Harris. Even though, another thing, it came out that Trump was talking to Bibi in the background, telling Bibi, don't worry, I got you. Don't agree to any peace agreements. Don't agree to anything, because when I come in, I'm going to let you do what you want to do. It was reported on over and over again. He said this shit from his fucking mouth. And yet you guys couldn't see that, yes, you may want to punish Biden-Harris, but in doing so, you're going to lose the war. Let me tell you something. Any sort of progress that you made within this year would not have happened without black people's support. Any progress you had with the ICJ, with people cutting diplomatic ties, it would not happen without us. Yeah, my people, I'm taking credit as being indispensable to any progress any of you pro-Palestinian activists had towards this cause. I'm being frank, there are two particular content creators on here who I follow and I like. They've been on the right side of the issues, and I disagree with them how they voted or their stance on this election with this. But guess what? Both of them are black. The most strident pro-Palestinian activists that I've seen on campus, who have been interviews, who have been demonstrating for your cause, have been black. A lot of black Congress people and black politicians have sacrificed their careers for that shit. Jamal Bowman and Cori Bush. Ilhan Omar's another one that almost got tossed. So, it is a betrayal to see you guys basically we're so focused on punishing Biden, the small little battle for punishing Biden, you lose the war, and the war is you're gonna get the Palestinians rubbed out, and you contribute in principle. And this is the principle about I'm talking about. In principle, you contributed in principle to the of your most ardent supporters, black people's lives here domestically. You guys did that shit. That's why we're furious at you. And we're not furious at the Palestinians over there. We're not furious at them over there. Let me say it again. We're not furious at Palestinians over there. We're furious at those of you here who got up on stage and endorsed the man who promised to fucking wipe you out in order to punish Biden-Harris. The fuck makes sense. And with that endorsement, you gave him all he needed to win places like Wisconsin and Michigan. And you still fucking lose. But you blow up our domestic, the national climate for your most ardent supporters as well. It's a fucking betrayal in principle. So,
hello, brothers and sisters. Welcome back to the channel. Yeah, there is a lot going on. People blaming each other back and forth. Everything is happening. But what I know in all this, and this is something that I can attest to, I've seen black brothers and sisters trying to support their brothers who are Palestinians in and outside the United States. A lot has been going on, and the same energy that our folks in America or outside America, all brothers and sisters who looks like me, I've always and I've tried always to fight for other people. Black people have put other people and left them. The act of altruism that black people have always heard, talking about things like affirmative action, it has not just benefited black people or black women, but it has benefited other groups. So if you come to look about it, black people have been altruists of all time in human history. Their voices have healed, their voices have fed, their voices have made people feel better, feel good. And it was at just this time that most of black people wanted something different. But a group of them couldn't take them seriously. And they thought it's a joke. But right now, looking at them, people, the world still need the voices of black people. The world still need black people to stand with them, right? And honestly, myself trying to look at the history, no other group have ever had the backs of black people. They are always fighting, they are always defending themselves. But black people themselves, they've heard the backs of a lot of people. They've fought, they have defended, they have done everything to support other groups of people. But I'm not supporting them to stop doing what they're doing, but it is time for them to reflect how they can use this energy to fight against all atrocities. Because honestly, myself as a Kenyan, I can remember during the protests just around 3 months ago, 2-3 months ago, I could see my black brothers and sisters always on our back, supporting us, sharing our stories in the world. This means that black people have got a lot of people's back. If I fail to mention this, then I'll be guilty for what I'm saying, because they are always following with their brothers, even in Africa, right? They're always trying to follow up with how some of our puppet leaders are behaving with us. They're always following with us. They always want to know the truth, and they're always advocating. They're always calling out our leaders for what they're doing for us. They're always in African medias trying to do a follow-up. This means that the voices of black people have served enormous groups of people, including people who look like me here in Africa, right? So it is time for black people, like generally, to sit down and reflect on the power and the gift of their voices, or what they have, or what they can share. This means that these powerful voices that they have helped, they have fought for people. And it is time for them to take a rest, figure out how they can fill their cup. It is time for you now to fill your cup. You've been filling people's cups, but it is time to fill your cup with your voices. Start fighting for your rights. Start advocating for things that you feel like are encouraging you, things that you feel like are going to be beneficial to you. It's time to stop worrying about other groups of people. It is time for you to see people who have the same agenda like you, people who support what you support, people who are anti-fascist, people who are anti-racist, people who have always fought for the rights of people, not just for themselves, but for other people. The true altruism that I've seen for the longest time is how determined black people have been for the longest time in human history. While you try to look at even the stats, they have been so welcoming, even in their own countries, even in their own neighborhoods. They are happy even with immigrants coming to their places. But it is never the same when they leave their place and go to these people's places. It never turns out to be the same, right? I just want to know what you think about this, because this is something, and this shows you that it is time that we put our focus in one basket, the black basket. How can we develop by ourselves? We've been advocating, fighting for other groups. What we stand for is not always for us. And by saying this, I'm not trying to be mean, but I'm trying to show you as a black person to love yourself, to put yourself first. This doesn't mean that you don't love other groups of people, right? So this is the time for you to sit down, to realize that your voice have healed the world. Your voice have made the world a better place. Not only for you, but also for other races, right? Most definitely. I want you to tell me what you feel about this. I'll be back with my next video. I hope this one serves you right. I hope you're okay wherever you are. I hope you're good wherever you are. This is a presenter Jutuk Stories, and until then, let's meet in my next video. Peace, love, and harmony.